Well, the presidential election is driving a new surge of illegal immigration, according to Border Patrol. Illegal immigrants either fearing Donald Trump's threat to build a border wall or hoping to be in the country if Hillary Clinton gets elected. They're trying to cash in on her promised amnesty programs. That's the theory anyway. Chris Harris is with the National Border Patrol Council. He's also a Border Patrol agent. He joins us now with more. Chris, great to see you this morning.
Morning, Tucker.
So is this trend real? You are seeing an influx of people coming into our country illegally before the U.S. election.
Well, so I'm back here on the East Coast now from San Diego for a high school reunion, my NFA. And I just called back to my station. I still work there.
Yep.
And what they just picked up a couple groups from El Salvador, a group of 10, a group of 11. They're family units, women and children. And again, the belief is, whether it's true or not, the belief is that they need to get in now if Donald Trump comes in, or it's a good time to come in if Ms. Clinton's elected.
Yes.
And there's a belief that they're going to get amnesty. There's a belief that they're being welcomed now. Whether that's true or not, that's the belief they have in Central America. And so we are seeing this huge uptick like we saw 2 years ago, but the media is kind of strangely quiet about it.
Right, because it's not helpful to the Hillary campaign to publicize.
There's a belief, I think, that it's going to be helpful for one campaign more than the other, and that's a shame. We don't want to see that. This should not be polarized. This should not be a one-party or two-party issue.
Well, because it's not. Because we saw this, by the way, under a Republican administration 30 years ago in 1986. The Reagan amnesty spurred a massive movement of people from the South into our country. So it shouldn't shock us. What do you make of Mrs. Clinton's promise in a speech revealed by WikiLeaks yesterday that she's in favor of open borders? What would that mean for our country?
I meet with a lot of groups, and I use this kind of story to explain it. I say I make no moral judgment if you want an open border.
Right.
That's fine. But you have to think of the logistics.
Yeah.
So the UN numbers say there's about 7 billion people in the world right now.
Right.
And about 3 to 4 billion live in circumstances that are less than pleasant, ranging from I don't have a job to my government is killing me.
Right.
So 3 or 4 billion people don't like where they're living. So if you open the borders right now, you come here, you're welcome here with open arms. Smugglers are charging now from Mexico about $6,000 to come here and over $25,000 from China, so they can afford an airline ticket. So if the government said, no border, no walls, you come, you're here, within the next year, let's be conservative and say only a quarter of those people that live in unpleasant circumstances come here. Which national parks are you going to start bulldozing to put tent cities in? Because where are you going to put 1 billion people to a country that has 330 million people? They don't have jobs. They're not going to speak the language. They don't have a support network. The logistics alone are almost physically impossible to do. So if you want an open border, God bless.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Well, it's lunacy. And you'd think the environmentalists, who presumably don't want to live in a crowded, dirty country, would say something about it.
I usually ask the groups I talk to, are you environmentalists? Yes, we are. Well, so am I. So where do you want to bulldoze to put these people?
Amen. I am too. Great to see you, Mr. Harris.
Thank you.